morning and hello, I'm Professor Coat and it's the Forex Supermodel Racing Review and Forex Briefing for, Tuesday the 31st of January 2023. We had no racing yesterday, but we did have a race of interest. It was a Huntington. It was actually the 250, we said it was a 150, apologies for that. It was a non-runner in the end. We were sort of looking at that race with it was a 10-year-old decent chaser going hurdling after a long time off the base of rating superiority really, and it came in, there was two non-runners, only three ran in the end, so it wasn't really very satisfactory, and we didn't really get a look at our horse either. So anyway, that was that. So and today they seem to have priced up the front ends on all these races, the short end of prices pretty well. You know, we've got real no edge today. And it's carved up pretty badly, so we're going to know better again today, and the account is static at 73.85 units in profit, which is a peak for us, a higher peak, so we know better, and that's a bit annoying. But on the Forex front, just grab this. Well, we've got the FOMC later on, early evening for us, and we're starting to see a little tentative dollar strength. We've just had relatively poor German retail sales, and the ECB is very bullish on rate hikes, and they will probably not be deterred. But you're seeing a sort of a short-term sentiment swing, having the dollar having sold off heavily, and now you've got a reason to continue a bit more dollar strength. You've got fundamental data coming in a bit weak on the euro end, so the likelihood is the euro dollar will have another pump up. So long, if you're trading today, you want to have a dollar strength bias, at least in the European session. You've got new home sales, not much data coming out later, and then, as I say, we'll run into the Fed, NFP and all the rest of it. So the likelihood is the euro dollar will be where the action is. The Australian dollar's got good modelling on the up, but the Australian dollar's very dependent on risk appetite. Excuse me. So the problem with the Australian dollar is that you've, as I say, if it goes risk off or slightly moody, then they don't tend to buy the AUD, or the NZD. So that's where we are really. So if you're going to have a go in the markets today, watch out. But it's euro dollar long bias today, and that's where we'll be looking. So and on the racing front, we're still at our all-time peak, higher than our all-time peak. And the last 2 days have been a bit limp. They've changed the Racing Post website, which we don't like. Inevitably, it's not that we don't like change, but it's a pain in the neck. They've done this paywall thing, so if you're logged in as a member or whatever, premium member, which is the dearest one they do, and you go on the articles, you can't just click on them. You have to reload. It's a pain anyway, but. Probably serves you right for reading their drivel in the first place. Anyway, so that's where we are. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and goodbye.